On the evening of August 8, 2025, something unusual happened on the internet. Amid the constant flood of content, trends, and updates, a single video had the power to stop people mid-scroll. It was just over a minute long, a behind-the-scenes clip from W Korea's September 2025 cover shoot. But it wasn't just any shoot. It was Taehyung, BTS's magnetic vocalist and style icon, dressed in sleek celine, effortlessly bending the laws of charisma. The moment the video dropped, the reaction was instant. Hashtags exploded, quotes like, "This is not just a photo shoot, this is art," began flooding timelines, and fans worldwide declared the visuals illegal levels of handsome. But why did this specific clip hit so differently? Why did it trend globally within hours? The answer lies in the art of subtle storytelling, Taehyung's quiet dominance in fashion, and the emotional connection between him and ARMY. This cover wasn't a random assignment. W Korea had been teasing something special for weeks. Cryptic Instagram stories featuring close-up shots of fabric, a quick flash of a set light, and a shadow that fans swore looked like Taehyung had been circulating since late July. In the world of high fashion, September issues are the big statement, often the largest, most important magazine editions of the year. For W Korea to put Taehyung front and center meant staking their claim that this was the moment to watch. Fans, already in heightened anticipation after his hints of a possible August solo comeback, began speculating. Would this shoot include a new concept that ties into his music? Was this going to be a pre-comeback visual statement? Or was Taehyung simply reminding the fashion industry that he remains one of its strongest forces? When the first official covers dropped on August 6th, 6 different versions, each featuring a different facet of Taehyung's style, the mood on social media shifted from speculation to collective obsession. 2 days later, W Korea posted the behind-the-scenes video to their YouTube channel and social platforms. In the opening frame, the camera zooms slowly onto Taehyung adjusting his cufflinks. His expression is calm, almost regal, but the weight in his gaze is undeniable. Then he turns toward the camera, one eyebrow adorned with a sharp slit, a styling choice fans immediately dissected in 1,000 tweets. The fashion? Black celine double-breasted suit, crisp white shirt with a daringly open collar, a gold chain barely peeking out, subtle, but enough to add a dangerous edge. And then came the moment, a slow-motion shot of Taehyung pushing his hair back, eyes locked on the lens. It wasn't just a pose. It felt like a challenge. The background music, minimal, percussive beats, let every rustle of fabric and every shift of his gaze take center stage. By the time the clip ended, fans were either holding their breath or screaming into their pillows. Comment sections across platforms read like confessions. "He just ended me with a glance. I was not prepared for this eyebrow slit. W Korea, thank you for your service." The phrase "crazy good" emerged almost instantly as the collective verdict. On Twitter, now X, hashtag #CrazyGoodTaehyung began trending in over 15 countries within hours. Korean netizens praised his natural elegance, while international fans called it the modern definition of luxury. TikTok saw a surge of fan edits using the BTS clip as the centerpiece, often paired with dramatic music overlays. One popular edit where Taehyung's eyebrow slit close-up was matched with the line, "You're in my veins," from a fan-made audio, racked up 1.8 million views in just 12 hours. ARMY from different countries began sharing cultural takes on his look. In Japan, his styling was compared to the Ikemen archetype, the effortlessly cool, handsome man from dramas. In France, fans likened him to a cinematic noir protagonist. In the US, the vibe was summed up simply, "He's giving main character energy." The fashion industry wasn't silent either. Stylists, editors, and brand representatives took to Instagram to share their admiration. Several fashion journalists from Vogue Korea and Harper's Bazaar Japan posted stories referring to Taehyung as Celine's perfect muse. Celine's own official account reposted W Korea's clip with the caption, "The elegance of Taehyung, timeless." This isn't new for V. Since becoming a global ambassador for Celine in 2022, his appearances have consistently generated headlines. But the September 2025 shoot felt different, bolder, more mature, and perfectly aligned with his post-military image.
Yes, Taehyung looked devastatingly good. But why did this behind-the-scenes clip strike such a deep chord with fans compared to other magazine shoots? Timing. Coming fresh off his military service, fans have been starved of new high-quality visuals for months. This shoot arrived like an oasis in a long drought. Mystery. Taehyung didn't over-explain the concept, leaving fans to interpret the meaning. Connection. The way he holds eye contact in the video feels personal, almost like he's speaking directly to each viewer. Signature style evolution. From boyish charm to full-fledged luxury icon, this was a visual declaration of a new chapter. Within the first 24 hours, YouTube views, 3.9 million. Instagram likes across W Korea's posts, 2.4 million combined. Hashtags Taehyung W Korea and Crazy Good Taehyung reached over 450K posts combined on Instagram. TikTok edits surpassed 30 million cumulative views. Leave it to ARMY to find hidden meanings. Some fans noticed the set design included a black piano in the background of one scene, leading to speculation about whether this tied into his rumored solo comeback in August. Others pointed out that one shot featured Taehyung holding a vintage camera, possibly hinting at his personal photography hobby being incorporated into his artistic projects. By the end of August 8th, the consensus was clear. Taehyung's W Korea September 2025 shoot wasn't just a fashion moment, it was a cultural reset. The phrase, "crazy good," will likely follow him for months, and with comeback whispers growing louder, fans are bracing for what's next. As one fan summed it up in a viral post, quote, "If this is just behind the scenes, I'm terrified of what the actual comeback will do to me." End quote. When we talk about Taehyung and fashion, we're not talking about the usual idol-brand relationship where a celebrity simply wears what's handed to them. From the beginning of his career, V has chosen, adapted, and owned every look he's been given, often adding subtle twists that make it unmistakably his own. Back in 2018, during the Love Yourself era, fans began to notice that stylists often gave Taehyung the most experimental outfits. Bold patterns, unusual textures, layered accessories, and somehow he made them look effortless. By 2022, when Celine officially confirmed him as their global ambassador, it wasn't just about having a celebrity in their clothes. It was about finding a muse who embodied the philosophy of the brand. Celine thrives in contrasts. Elegance with a rebellious streak, sophistication with a dash of danger. That's exactly the vibe Taehyung has been exuding in every photo shoot since then. In the publishing world, September is the crown jewel. It's the fashion new year, the edition that sets the tone for upcoming trends. For magazines, it's often the thickest, most lavish issue of the year with the most coveted covers. For W Korea to not only feature Taehyung, but to release 6 different covers in a single issue is a statement of absolute confidence in his market power. Each cover told a slightly different story, one with a minimalist black and white elegance, another highlighting a bold patterned suit with retro flair, another focusing on close-up intimacy, drawing viewers into his gaze. It's rare for one artist to command that much visual variety while maintaining a cohesive aura, yet Taehyung does it effortlessly. When the behind-the-scenes video went live, the reception was more like a music comeback than a fashion drop. Weverse saw an immediate spike in fan posts. One ARMY wrote, "It's been months since I've seen him like this. My heart is racing." Another, "He's not just modeling, he's telling us something." Twitter timelines were a flood of screen captures, some zooming in on details like his cufflinks, others making loops of his eyebrow slit moment on repeat. By the end of the first day, the video wasn't just trending in South Korea, it hit the global trends list in countries as far apart as Brazil, Egypt, and Canada. One of the smallest details in the shoot ended up being the most discussed: the eyebrow slit. Fans immediately began speculating. Was it a purely stylistic choice? Or was it connected to a concept for his next project? Could it be part of a character he's about to reveal in an MV or short film? In ARMY culture, no styling decision is too small to be significant. Many remember how his mullet during the DNA era became an iconic era-defining look. Could the eyebrow slit be the symbol of Taehyung's post-military artistry?